Okay, recording this video after close of trade Thursday, 28th of July 2011. Hope you had a good day's trading today. Well, I've got to say this is a classic today. I talk about end of trend warning signals kind of propagating from lower time frames to higher time frames, showing kind of head and shoulder moves. Well, we had an inverted head of shoulders move showing up in the highest time frames, the 4,500 tip bar chart, the 13,500 and the 40,500 tip bar chart. Let me tell you what show you what I'm talking about here. First of all, on the 4,500 tip bar chart, the end of this move was marked nicely by end of trend warning signal here. We'd had our exhaustion selling on the downside, we put in some bullish divergence, flush pattern and so on, and so this end of trend stuck pre-open. Second cyclical turn after end of trend was a nice place to kind of go long here, and we kind of shot off to the upside about 12 points. I think this kind of run to the upside. Now you can see this end of trends. This is the 4,500 tip bar chart, marking, if you like, left shoulder of an inverted head and shoulders move. Well, where did it go? We go one time frame up to the 13,500, bang, and it hit resistance at a pullback and a downtrend. So we've been in this strong downtrend on the 13,500 tip bar chart, hit that pullback level, and we're about to go down and make end of trend on this time frame. So this is where the end of trend came up on the 4,500. Next time frame up, we'll have an end of trend here on the 13,500. So this is shoulder. This will be a head down here, and then on the 40,500 tip bar charts, this is the activity we're putting in here. We'll kind of pull back into a pullback level on this chart, and then finally make an end of trend warning on the 40,500 tip bar chart. So it's just nice to see these kind of patterns replicating in different time frames. That's why I always keep these 3 time frames open and refer to them occasionally. This was pretty interesting during the day, so I was out of my trading by this move happening, but I was watching this as we were making this. It was kind of a slow creep up, and you could just almost sense the professionals were kind of egging people on to buy a breakout, and you can see this whole activity from 1305 to 1312, whatever it reached, all these professional blue bars kind of on the way up into that cyclical resistance. Very weak buying, but it was just being sucked up there, convinced people that that potentially we've got a reversal into an uptrend, and the low was in for the day. No, bang, hits that cyclical turn. All the professionals are out and shorting, and bang, heads back down to kind of the 95s. So that was a classic today. I'm going to tag on one of my day trades because I thought it was my best of the day. I had a good day, but this was really the best of it. On the 500 tip bar chart after the open, we kind of had a little bit of volatility and then sold off. Really nice little kind of neat end of trend warning signal marking the low of this after the open here. The only thing that we didn't get on this time frame was an exhaustion selling kind of signal here, but because it was second cyclical turn after end of trend, this exactly at this point was that cyclical turn on the 4,500. It's kind of high probability place that we'd get a kind of reversal. And then the entry that was my best for the day was this one. We kind of shot up, but you can see first time we came into 1306, 1307, we didn't have a whole bunch of blue professional bars kind of here. We didn't have our trend move yet. We'd had exhaustion buying kind of early in the move, getting this thing going, but we hadn't had the blow off move. So this was a really nice little kind of re-entry here. Blue professional bar comes in at the lows, couple of bullish divergence signals right on the 0 line, just showing that kind of real equilibrium, ready to break into a trend move. Cyclical support holds, and then we break into this really nice kind of trend move all the way up to 1312. Of course, I was out way too early with 4 points. I was out at 825, which was kind of here in the move, and should have been holding as per normal until at least this signal where we get exhaustion buying and a blue professional bar kind of around the same time here, a couple of bars away from each other. That's the pro signal exit that I should have been waiting for up at 1311 to get out. And then this thing's over with end of trend. So we've had our exhaustion buying. We've kind of pulled back. The pullback is being led by the amateurs. Amateurs getting short way too early. Bullish divergence kind of sets up. Pullback, cyclical support, finishes off with an end of trend warning signal with a bearish divergence, bang, and that was kind of the high for the day. And then it sold off on the downside. Kind of really nice move on the downside, which doesn't finish till we get our pullback to end of trend down here after exhaustion selling on the downside here. So that was a nice little trade. And then when you look at that entry actually on the 500 tip bar chart, this is kind of the key. So the first time we come into 1306, Rambo patterns up here. But note, all the professionals, if they were getting out, they would be getting out on this rise up or on this rise up here. They weren't. They were kind of picking it up here, waiting for the pullback. But at the pullback level here, yes, we got a little bit of bullish divergence, but no professionals kind of step in. And this, we were trying to get going each of these times. Each time until we come down to here, professionals step in, waiting for the cyclical turn. At this level here, bullish divergence, another couple of blue professional bars, the highs get taken out, bang. That's the place to kind of wait. And this kind of lurching down like this by a point or a point and a half is just designed for these people who are getting in too early, just to freak them out a little bit when we come to here thinking, oh, I've got this wrong, we're actually in a downtrend. No, professionals kind of step in when we get that kind of little bit of panic selling here, and then the market kind of, there you go, kind of takes off. And then similar pattern to this inverted head and shoulder move. So end of trend warning signal on the lowest time frame gives us the left shoulder of a head and shoulder. When you go to the next time frame up, 1500, bang, that's the head pattern here, which coincides with the second cyclical turn after end of trend on the 500. So shoulder, head, and then the market trying to make a really weak shoulder here, Rambo pattern. At that point on the 1500 tip bar chart, just amateur up bar, fails, cyclical turn, blue professional bar kind of coming in, bang, off we go at the downside. So it's kind of a classic day. I really enjoyed trading this up move and was kind of should have been holding out for more, but that last kind of 4-point trade was a beauty. Where are we going? Well, longer term. 13,000 is going to make end of trend tomorrow, so we're going to have some volatility basically tomorrow. I think it's going to be kind of just up and down. On the 40,500 tip bar chart, we're trying to make this move into an exhaustion selling into bullish divergence pattern into this pullback level. So I think we'll find a little bit of a bottom and then kind of play back into that pullback level, unless more bad news out of the US on the debt ceiling and this thing kind of crashes overnight. But let's see how things kind of pan out. Volume today was pretty good, 1.9 million contracts traded. I think we're trying to find a little bit of a bottom before kind of really testing back up into these teens possibly. So just because we inched down, if we were really selling off, we'd have made far more progress on the downside here. That activity today was really just trying to test this bottom, find this bottom. And remember, 91 has been a significant level previously where we'd put in a lot of damage in order to form 91 with flush signals before we kind of set off to the downside. So got to put in our first divergence pattern, which I think will probably happen tomorrow on the 40,500 tip bar chart. Anyway, hope you traded well, and looking forward to Friday. Along 425. A little bit unsure about this. We've kind of sorry, just checking stops and targets. The sell-off from the highs 1307 was just waiting for blue professional bars to kind of come in around support on the 500 or 1500. First one we saw was this, but the highs didn't get broken, the lows got broken. And then we've just had two blue professional bars kind of come in here with bullish divergence, cyclical support. We're kind of due for cyclical support on 15, maybe a fraction early here. Good, blue professional bar just coming on 15. And as we break the high of that with a bullish divergence, that's a little bit of a kind of a trifecta pattern there. And it's around this 1304, which is kind of the breakout level. Just still don't think the high is in for the day, just because we didn't see enough kind of blue professional bar exhaustion buying kind of up here yet. But after such a strong trending day yesterday, I'm not expecting kind of huge trend moves today. So let's try and get a little bit on push back up, hopefully. Just long 1304.25. Alright, well this is starting to go. We're up at 675. Target's at 825, which is, a point above the last time around, which is definitely doable. And we're playing this swing. Oh, it's kind of amateur bars kind of in the way, but if we see blue professional bars kind of coming in at these highs, that'll be a good opportunity to jump out. But this is the swing I'm playing here on the 1500 tip bar chart. Still holding long from 425. Just a minute later, this little first of all we come into 1307 Rambo pattern, so a little bit of resistance there. The amateur's kind of buying that breakout, but on the retrace move down here, amateur down bars, you can see that on the 1500 tip bar chart, so breaking above the high of that. So it's kind of a good sign that the professionals haven't come in. The amateur's trying to get short a little bit too early. Amateur up bar on the 45, so it's not necessarily the kind of greatest pattern, but we've not seen blue professional bars on the highs on the 1500 tip bar chart or the 500 yet, so 7.5 is the next area. Once we get to 7.5, hopefully we'll kind of, once we push through it, we'll kind of run a bunch of stops, so that'll be good for 8.25. Let's see. Okay, here professional down bars coming into 1305 and on the 1500 tip bar chart. Don't think this is kind of, this move is suspect because it's all amateur up bars like this, but we would see exhaustion buying and blue professional bars if the uptrend were over. So this is more like it kind of just coming back up, much more like it. So it's come all the way back up to 6.5. So this looks like it's just ready to make a final push through 7 blue professional bars, down bars on each of these kind of time frames, and we're kind of coming back up to well, as I'm saying this, hopefully push through the highs. Just needs a little bit of bit more energy on the upside, but uptrend's not over yet. We're just getting ready to pop here. All these kind of flush signals coming on the 500 tip bar chart. Whole heap of them here, but I still haven't seen. Here we go. So 7.5 was the last high up here, and this feels like kind of jumping the creek at this point here. This, as I keep on saying, is not over. So I'm just looking for 8.25 just up here. So come on, pop. Looking out at 8.25 for the 4. That's good. Interesting, this last little kind of push down, exhaustion selling, and then kind of getting going, but still no blue professional bars on the 1500 tip bar chart. So I think this is still going to go, but I'm happy with 4. It was kind of jerking around the last trade, moving my targets and stuff, and lesson learned. So there we go. It's kind of keeping going. Yeah, wouldn't you know? Anyway, so that's another 4. That's 8 in 4 trades. So that's nice, and glad I kind of re-entered. This as a good re-entry point here, but probably there's a better exit on the way. Should be really waiting for a pro signal exit on the 1500 tip bar chart, but blue professional bar coming on the 45. So there we go, done for the day. 10:08 a.m. Chicago time. Hope you traded well today. Well, there we go. Pro signal exit, which is an exhaustion buying signal or an exhaustion selling signal with professional blue bar here. And you could have been out at 11.50 or better, and that was another at least 3 points on top of where I got out. Just, sometimes there's an odd move up, the way this moved up so kind of slowly. Now it's getting kind of exhausted, kind of a bit parabolic up at 12. But I was getting out at 8.25, and there are no blue professional bars around on the 1500 tip bar chart. They're not till we hit here. So live and learn. I'm sure there are traders out there who are better at exits than I am. So that was another fairly stress-free kind of 3 points in there. So anyway, that's me done for the day. Looking at the markets, 10:27 a.m. Hope you traded well. And just a last little video for the day from me. We're up at 1311, and this is looking at my 13,500 tip bar chart. So the next time frame up from 4,500. So this is the sell-off that we had yesterday. And what all we've done today is we formed a bottom with all of that kind of exhaustion, selling blue professional bars kind of coming in. Amateur yellow down bars here, just testing the lows, and we've come back up. This is going to be a pullback. When it flips over, pullback in a downtrend. But what's interesting on this time frame is all of this activity is all blue professional bars, and just it feels really slow at the moment, kind of getting through 10, 11, 12 and so on, as if there's a lot of people just hitting the bid. So there we go. Interesting to see when I check my charts at the end of the day what happens to this, whether this significant turning point we kind of head back down.